All right. Let's call this meeting to order at 5:34 p.m. We're on the 2nd of November. And we'll go through roll call. Vivian.
Present.
Jesse.
Present.
I'm here. Francisco.
Present.
Francesca. Clary is not here yet. Alexandra.
Present.
And Madeline is on her way. So we do have quorum, so we can get things. Let's talk about the order of business. We have some new stuff on the new business, some old stuff on the old business. Does anyone have anything that they'd like to add, update, remove? I forgot my pen. What an idiot.
I have
Oh, you have one? Oh,
Anyone have anything they'd like to add or update or move around?
I would like to scratch off an item under new business. Postpone it for a later date, 7E.
Ceramics on wheels. So we'll move that to next meeting. Okay. I forgot to add something to this, so I would like to add to the new business playground concept. Anyone else?
That's on, oh. It's under old business. Is
Oh,
that the same thing?
I did put it in there.
Yeah.
Never mind. Ignore that. Take it out of the notes. It didn't happen. You saw nothing, you heard nothing. This is the Men in Black. Okay, so then just the ceramics on wheels will move to next meeting. Okay. Public comments. See anyone here, so I don't think anyone wants to do any public comments today. Do we have anything submitted by email?
No.
Okay, well then let's move
Didn't
on.
we have the? Oh, sorry.
So we'll move on from that.
Oh, okay, pleasure.
It's
Me too.
always-
I was that you realize.
We
We didn't know you did it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that part yet. We're still going through the first procedural things. The approval of minutes. Minutes are attached. Did you get a chance to look through them all? I really, I have a hard time looking through them all because they're so excellent. I have no problems with them. They're so detailed too. I love it. I'm sorry, Francesco. I'm so sorry for calling you that yesterday.
Listen, don't worry.
You know what I did? I mixed you and the guy from Cars 2.
Luigi.
No, Francesco, the
Oh.
little Formula One racer. Because my kid was watching Cars 2 when I got before I came. That's why I said it. I was like, oh God, I can't believe I should have just called him Lightning McQueen.
Could have been worse. You could have said Mater.
I could have said our good friend Mater over here. Hey Mater.
Tell you what.
I'm the one that's from the country. I'm the one that can sound like Mater. Ready? It's like, well, I tell you what, that's really funny right there. Oh, shoot, what are you complaining about? I think everything looks good on the meeting minutes. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I still see the photo shirts that we still don't have.
I was just gonna say that.
Shoot,
I was just.
I
gonna say
forgot.
that.
I was supposed to ask you for the sizes. She's got them ready. We just have, I need sizes from everyone who doesn't have one. That you just triggered my memory.
But I thought she got the sizes stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have you.
She
Well,
was here, she got the sizes.
She said she doesn't have
And I
it.
got
so-
like another one, since mine is already old.
Sure, why not? Because they have new logos, aren't they?
That would be nice.
It's supposed to come with a logo on it, shouldn't it?
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's get one for everybody then. Why not? All right, so I told her mine. What does Officer Amador, do you want one too? For the special needs board, since you do the,
Sure.
okay, what's your size?
Large.
All right, large.
It
So
was
2X for
Me.
medium. Vivian,
large.
Jesse,
I'm not sure. I'll text you. I don't remember. I think it was one. Okay.
okay. Let me know later, and then I'll send this to her, so she can get it
Go
done.
ahead and send it. Don't worry, don't wait for me. And then if anything, I'll just send it to her individually.
Okay, All right, minutes, we good? All right, let's approve the minutes. I vote to approve it.
I second.
All those in favor?
I,
Motion passes. Okay. Now, before we get to old business, let's talk about our new liaison, everybody. This is Gabrielle.
Gabriella.
Ah.
Gabby.
Gabby. Can I call her Gabby? And that's Alexandra, not Alexandria.
People say your name like that, it's not Alexandra, it's Alexandra.
So we can now go by our official nicknames. This is Gabby, Frank, Alex, John, Viv, Jesse,
Well, she meant Mary, but. And Jenny.
and Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. Another honorary member of the board. An officer Amador is also an honorary member of the board. He's not on the board, but he's an honorary member. All right, so let's get to old business and let's talk about what Officer Amador is here to talk about, special needs registry. How did you want to let everybody know about the rest of the event, the Little Angels event? Because he sat and was ready to register people if they were there.
Yeah, I brought all the paperwork, when you guys left, oh, here. And we moved over, I moved over
To the side.
to the side, you know, I thought that a lot of people were gonna leave and like, it was kind of over and like, it just kept coming, people kept asking. No, the candy didn't even matter, you know, the things that was candy.
We gave out everything, by the way, all of our toys instantly. Even at one toy. We gave out one toy per person and it was gone. So this was a pretty good turnout.
We had 300 toys and we're giving one per kid, and we left with about 40, 60 toys in our box.
It was a lot of people.
Well, I did learn something because this is my first time buying the toys. You always buy the toys. I learned something about the purchase of it. What I'm gonna do next time we do an event like this is focus on the littler stuff like the Play-Doh, which is 54 cents. We could do 100 Play-Doh instead of doing the 20 that I did. And that goes a long way. Everybody was going for the Play-Doh. That's what they went to first. And then the expense we put towards the little fidget cubes, they were nice, but I think we could have put way more towards the little like squishy stuff that we had, which they had tons of that at Walmart.
This
So,
was a hit.
and that was
Yeah.
I got more. So, it just, people kept coming and, asking, a lot of people actually were very, they seemed very, engaged, they loved the idea. Of course, whenever I said, look, you know, I have a package, I can even just give it to you, you don't have to sit down, you just take it. No, I'll look at it, I'll look into it, you know, so I got a lot of that. So, but I gave out the flyers and had everybody just, you know, go to the website and check out the video and such.
Okay.
What I want to do is because of yesterday's video, I noticed that in the council meeting and stuff, I want to suggest to them for this coming up here when it's 1 year anniversary. No, not 1 year, 2 year anniversary. No? Is it 2 year anniversary?
The registry.
when did you start the
I have
program?
it written down. Well, in the anniversary date for them to put it on.
With the COVID years, I think.
Yeah.
Count the one.
For them to,
COVID years.
the COVID, it's all a blur. For them to put it up on their meeting, you know, since a lot of people watch the council meeting, to put the video.
Yeah.
You know, and then the reminder that the town has this.
I did notice one thing that I don't know if it will make a difference or not, but we can do for the table, we can have a banner that says register your child or your loved one for the special needs registry. So at least people will see something that says register your child, register them. Because we didn't have anything saying that. And it was, once they approached the table, then Officer Amador was telling them about it. So at least something that they can see it and it's like, come on over, or let me explain to you a lot more, let me find out more information, you know, and get your free DNA kit. something like that, and I think will make a bigger difference.
I think it also makes a difference to have you at the events or someone that can speak about it. Because it's, it's one thing for us as a board to speak to the people and be like, wow, this is what we're doing, this is what we have. And they're like, oh, yeah. But an officer standing there saying that this is how we're working on it, it holds a little bit more weight. So I noticed when the people were listening to you, they actually listened to you. When they were listening to me and Alexandra, it was just like, oh, yeah, okay, thank you.
And you saw they were doing the fingerprints for the kids.
Yeah.
Department of Corrections there.
Everybody was on that too.
That's one of the reasons we wanted to move next to him. With him being there, it was easy to say, oh, well, we were part of the Miami-Dade Police Department, we can sit here.
But I'll add to that, but having you guys there also has a lot of weight because you have both sides,
Oh, yeah.
And you can give your own personal, like experience stories on that, because I noticed, like, we were tag teaming with a lady, I hate to call it tag teaming, but we were with a lady, like you were talking, and then I jumped on her, so like she listened to her, and then she listened to me, so I was like, oh, okay, and
Yeah.
I think it was more.
That's what I was thinking. with the
Those-
dynamic,
they
because
live
it's
at the
huge
echoes,
sense.
You're part of the board or a parent as well.
Usually we have at least one or two board members at every event, but we don't always have the officer. So, and I know you're busy and I know you have responsibilities too. So if we have anyone else that can volunteer, when we get an idea of when our events are going to take place, whatever we do, we'll just plan out in advance to try and have that there so we can do that. I like the idea of a tablecloth. I know we have two tables. We could have one, because those tables, that table that I have that we used is actually smaller than the big long one. And they fold up really tight. So if we got two of those tables, they're from Home Depot, I can get like $20. Well, no, they're more like 40 now. But you can have one table that has the special needs advisory board table with our toys or whatever we're giving out, and informational flyers. You can have another one that is just specifically for the registry, and we just work with it.
Hey, Joseph.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Wow, you sound
thrilled, dude.
Good to see everyone again.
Yeah, likewise.
All right, ready for the holidays?
Yeah.
Me too. Hi, I don't think we met. Yeah.
This is our new liaison.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
This is
All right.
Joseph. the mayor's
Yeah, from the mayor's office. All right, I don't want to interrupt, just want to say hi, be safe, we'll enjoy our holidays and be ready for next year. Okay? All right, guys.
Thanks, Joseph.
You feeling better? You good?
Yes,
Okay, I'm glad you.
thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
See, I wasn't the only one.
Didn't we speak about another meeting about getting those?
A
What are
pull-up
those
banner.
things? Yeah, that stand-up
Yeah, we
banners.
did talk about that. And I think that she mentioned she was going to get prices on that for us.
Because I think that.
I just
having
ordered
two
one.
tables at an event, like, sometimes there's only like one of us at an event and like having to drag two tables.
The
I don't
biggest
know if
problem with
that's-
those banner things, though, from experience,
Mhm.
is outside they're held. They literally, one little gust of wind, even with a bag on the bottom, causes them to collapse. And what happens is when the wind blows, and I watched this happen over in SFAX, I put some big sandpaper on the bottom to keep our sandbags to keep the thing from falling over. So you know what the wind did? The wind blew, and then it bent the rod, and then it bent the pieces, because it's all aluminum. And then it does, now it's like this. I'm like, okay, so you leave it with nothing on it and it falls over, then you put something on it and it bends. And that's the problem with the stand-up one. If you have a banner, if you have a hanging banner, that's fantastic, but when we need, now we need a tent to hang the banner in.
Yeah.
It's more so today, but there's a banner, like the roll-up banner type, but when you go Friday to Little Angels, you'll see it there. It's don't roll up. You roll it up and you have the banner, the base, it's mounts on the back. So it's hard to explain, but it's not one of those rolls that you put a stick behind it.
How is it for travel? Because
It's a little better
it's not the
and
same thing, like if it's stagnant to, if we're gonna be taking it, to different places.
Because the ones that we were thinking about, those are,
They're for inside.
they're for inside, they're about that tall,
Indoor,
about that
like,
wide, easy to carry. But they're for indoor, for like conferences and stuff, right? And if they have one that was
There's something,
like the rope that you
there's
have.
something like that. A little bit more tubing behind it.
Not too bad. What would be nice is if they
There's
made
a little
them,
bit of one.
Have you seen the one that she has?
Yeah, I've seen it.
it would be
So
nice.
it's something like, it's similar to this.
You know the
That looks like the
Belt
one we'll take it
lines.
in a second. I'm just saying.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, but it's not, it's not gonna happen what John says, that it's gonna, the tube behind it is gonna bend. the
So then
baby's
instead of
gonna bend.
bending, it
It'll
goes
just fly
flying.
away. It'll just, yeah, sorry.
Listen,
All right, hold
potato,
on,
potato.
hold on. Do they make a banner like those? What are those things called? You go to the airport, they have those ropes that like, you pull them out of the little spindle and then you attach it somewhere.
You can do a sandwich sign, which is the plastic ones that open, like the wet floor, the yellow ones, but they're wider.
No, you are 100% right. Hey, sandwich sign, that's what we need to have. Because those are filled with sand. I know them. I should have thought about this. We had them at the radio station. Every time we did a live broadcast, they're stand about this tall. And they open out and they're printed on both sides and it says stop here, KRMS, etc. We can have one just like that. We can have one on each side of the table. That's exactly right. Good call.
And they fold up small.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, they stand open like this and then you just flap them in and pick it up, carry it. And you could get two of them, one on each side of the table. So you could have one that says special needs registry, learn more info here, and then whatever else you want, that, just like that. They're big, they're not small like slippery when wet
Right,
signs.
right.
That's what we need to have. Does everyone agree on that?
I don't
So
know about getting two.
I get to,
Yeah.
especially if we have two events at the same time. If that ever happens, then we have one for each side. But if you get
If
two,
that ever happens, so in other words, it hasn't happened yet.
doesn't happen yet. But you have two, one on each side of the table, each one can have something different. So one could say special needs registry, the other one could say something else that we have that we do. And we learn about arts for autism or learn about our programs. Because remember, it's beautiful to see the table and the tablecloth, but the tablecloth is just who we are. It doesn't explain anything we do. And unless the person actually cares about coming up to us, they'll just walk right past it. Now, most special needs parents are smart enough to realize special needs advisory board, come over, let me find out what's going on. But some people don't pay attention to things. So if we have something that grabs their attention, and believe me, those things aren't that expensive.
We can also go as far as having a banner the size of the table. And we put on the front of the table. And
The tablecloth is the banner on the front of the table.
Yeah, because it already has your name.
yeah, but it's more, yeah, no, but you can put more on a banner than on a tablecloth.
Yes, but if we're gonna do the banner is gonna be hung up behind the table.
Well, we can put it on the front of the table.
I think we start with the sandwich signs first.
Okay.
I think those are easy to maneuver and are easy to use. We could just start with one if you want. But I think you're gonna pay for it, you might as well pay for two, they might give you a discount. Thoughts? How did we get on this topic?
The sandwich board you're talking about is from left to right, or the standing up ones? that is
They
like
stand
a-
up,
No, it's a stand.
they're like a
Like
triangle.
closes like that?
There goes.
Yeah.
Can I suggest that we get some pricing and then we can vote on it?
Sounds like a plan to me. So can you ask them to get us some pricing for sandwich board signs?
Or
Is
two.
that what they're called? Sandwich boards?
I really don't know what
Yeah,
they're called.
sandwich boards.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
See what you can find out for us and then what kind of printing, because the printing on it is not, it's not printed on the sign. It's printed on,
It's like a decal, like
yeah,
a vinyl
but it's
decal,
on,
and then you put it there. It's on a banner,
it's, I can't tell you, I can't remember the name of that material.
3M. It's not adhesive.
Well, but the sticker sits on some kind of vinyl, like almost like a foam board, but it's not foam. It's more like a,
PVC.
like a PVC type
Well,
board.
The other thing, again, on the sandwich board is plastic. They're a hard plastic, and then what they do is they print out a decal, a vinyl decal, and it goes straight on the sandwich side, on the sandwich sign. The other thing we can do that will be a lot more affordable and probably a lot easier to carry because it's gonna be a lot lighter is like the political signs. With those, with the H brackets that you can put on the lawn, we can do that as well. And
Yeah, you can, you're right.
they're very, very affordable.
But if we do the sandwich sign, we can put it anywhere. That includes on the concrete, that includes at an event, that includes inside.
Yes.
If we do those signs, then we can only do it in the yard. We can't put it anywhere else because it can't sit in the concrete. So,
So that's another alternative.
I mean, we just got $25,000. I'm sure we can afford $100 sign. Doesn't everyone agree?
No, there's the carrying part, there's.
We'll talk about
That,
that. Let's find out first what the cost is. I guess find out what this cost of the sandwich board is, and then what's the cost of the sign with the
Political
frame.
sign with the H frame.
3 feet by
And then we'll put it on the calendar for next month's meeting to go over prices, ideas, and wording and design.
And a carrier, something to carry everything. Like a little, those
Like
little
a
boxes that they have
wagon?
with a little wagon or.
Are we gonna get a wagon for the SNAB board? I like this idea. Now we're getting out.
Because we're talking about weight and.
We're gonna be off the topic.
If we're gonna do this, we might as well just go ahead and buy a tent too while we're at it,
Well,
okay? Now we can have the tent and the banner and the signs.
I can help you set up the entire event card for the board, but it's, you have to think also chairs, you have to think it's extension cord.
We talked about this last time. We talked about this with Claricel. She said no to all of it because we already have all that. Anytime we want, all we have to do is go over to Mary Collins and take a table, chairs, and the cords, they're all over there. So we had talked about buying our own stuff to do it by ourselves, and she said that would be not smart.
And then instead of using a wagon, you use one of those trucks, handheld trucks that are box tools at Home Depot. That you can put all the stuff on top, the board sign, the sandwich signs on top, and they'll hold that weight.
I don't know, I mean, the little.
A
fold-up
dolly, hand
dollies?
truck.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it next month. We'll put it on the calendar for them. I'm gonna put that.
Yeah.
Sign.
There's a meeting after us, so.
All right, so we'll do
I don't see it here, but, Veterans Day Parade is Sunday.
Oh, yeah,
We're
I was
already
gonna
in
ask
that.
about that.
So we signed, I told them we were gonna be there, but I don't know all of us who are gonna be there. The kids are gonna be with Claudia, I'll be there. So I'm no problem going. You said you couldn't make it, right?
Yeah, I'm out of town.
You can't make it.
Yes, I can.
You can make it, okay, so you and I will be there. Madeline, are you gonna be able to go?
I need to know more specifics.
I don't know.
I don't really
It's on
know.
Friday,
Sunday.
actual.
Sunday at 10.
Sunday, and we have to be there at 8. We have to be there at 8.
And you can, there's clamps on the side that you can put straps on top, when you're
Not this
putting
Sunday,
a
next
tent
this
or
Sunday.
chairs,
This Sunday?
anything on
This
top,
Sunday.
and they're bigger than that, so but that's the idea,
Okay, we can talk,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
Like 8.
But there's a ton of
Pero
different
when
designs
someone else
too.
is the one.
yeah.
And what, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I used to work
I
in
got
events,
distracted
have
with
one like
the,
that.
this Sunday?
Yeah, so this Sunday is the Veterans Day Parade over in, they have a starting point. Is it gonna be starting point over there again in Royal Oaks?
No, it's over here.
It's over here this
On 6-7.
Okay,
What is what we're talking
so
about?
the next, the Veterans Parade. So there's,
Yeah, we meet behind the shopping center.
okay, and then we're driving Jeeps or they're driving us? They're driving us this time.
No.
That's what they texted me.
Oh, who texted you?
Claricel.
I didn't know, because I heard otherwise. I think you were the one that said that we were gonna have.
But they got them after.
Oh, they
They
did?
did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind.
The Jeeps, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
Because-
they weren't gonna have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Jeeps. That's right. She did say that, didn't they?
But
No,
they
I was
got them
confused.
now.
They did?
Yeah, they have them now.
Okay. that's-
Yeah, because IL sent me the message and she said that they are confirming the Jeeps. Each Jeep can accommodate 2 to 3 committee members.
What do? Will you get in a Jeep and ride?
We have to check in at
Smile and
8:30 a.m.
Oh, no, it's 8. Okay.
So we arrive at 8:30, we check in at 8:30 AM and then we're gonna ride on the Jeeps. So you and I are going, are you gonna go?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the three of us. So now, um,
Yeah, we're gonna make the magnetic signs for the Jeep and.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wanna.
would you like to go? I don't mind not going.
Oh, I'll bail first.
Whoever wants to go, I want you guys to, you know, like I always said before, I, just because I'm the chair doesn't mean I have to do everything. I want you guys to enjoy everything that we get to do as much as possible.
This
I
Sunday,
wanna
the
say
6th.
something,
The 6th.
'cause I'm very upset that I can't go. I'm gone every single year. She has always gone with me. We always have a blast. It's really fun. I've gotten to drive trucks sometimes when they don't have drivers, I drive. It's super fun. I recommend that you guys go. I'm sad, we're gonna be out of town. And that's why I'm missing it, but. And then the ceremonies that they do, here outside is very moving. I totally cried my eyes out last time. When the veterans speak, and it's really nice.
So do you wanna
I really
go?
recommend that, if you can go.
Are you gonna not go? Cause it's 2 to 3 per car.
Yeah, I can skip. Believe me, I can sleep. I don't sleep during the week, so,
That's fine, I'll go.
okay.
Yeah.
All right then. So then you guys are all good to go.
That's fine.
All right.
It'll be a girl.
It'll be a girl event.
Like it always has.
Jesse's a veteran, so we'll do whatever Jesse says.
You teach them the right way.
So if from 8:30 to, any idea when does it start?
At 10 they start, and usually it's like on the dot,
Yeah, they're pretty.
yeah. Really good about it.
And where are we meeting?
You know, the, on 6-7 here, the, is it Bull Run?
Give me landmarks.
Okay, so Main Street, we're in Main Street,
Uh-huh.
2 blocks down, where the banks.
So
where
the bank is
banks,
on this
was.
side, then there's a shopping center here. It's behind that shopping center.
Towards the movie theater. Big shop, a big parking lot there.
Jonathan sent it.
Farmers market?
No, on this side,
No.
that's more south,
You went
this is
too
more
far.
north. So we're on Main Street here,
Uh-huh.
2 blocks north.
On Main Street. There's a
On
shopping
6-7, no, on 6-7, here. 6-7, 2 blocks north.
Ah,
You know where Novillo is?
yeah,
Well, that building before in the back.
where the Chase
Plaza
Bank used to be.
Royale.
No, they
I don't have
they
that.
do have
Nope.
an email where they tell everybody where to drive in through because everything's blocked.
Lineup
But,
for the
um,
parade is gonna be at Plaza
So close to
Royale.
my house, close to your house.
Northwest 67th Avenue and Bull Run Road. It's right here on. the
Pero es la
video.
calle,
Oh, there you go, okay.
the Chase, there used to be the radiology. Now it's radiology moved to by the
Yeah,
Palmetto.
it's really already.
Floor 3.
There's a Chase there that doesn't have a drive-through ATM.
Oh, you know, I mean,
And I
it's
think they
not-
closed
Yeah,
it.
they closed, they're not there
Okay, so
anymore.
that way,
Yeah,
there, okay.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
it's the one over here where the other, yeah, the other Chase, the good looking Chase that's gone.
Yeah,
Okay,
Where
Yeah.
the town used to be many moons ago, the town was there.
Sometimes
oh, really?
that was the
there.
original town
That was
hall.
the original town hall, second
For
floor.
my
I wonder
temps
that building
or?
looks so nice. All right,
M. Gonzalez,
all right, so you three are going?
5.
Text me if there's any problems, you know, if you can't go, so that I can come back in if you want me to, or one of us can go, it doesn't matter, it's just as long as we know if there's one of you that can't go, we'll fill in. Okay, what time is it now? All right, let's
Quick,
hustle.
quick. Sorry. Arch Autism, November 12th. They're having a graduation. I'll be there. With the Comfort Dog. I think 2 are coming from the county that day for that event.
That's awesome.
The Arch for Autism event,
Where's
the
that?
graduation, November 12th.
But where's it gonna be?
The last day of class.
I think,
Right.
isn't it there at
It's a Mary
the?
Collins.
American College?
Okay, no, so November.
November 12th.
At what time?
I have it here midday,
Is it 11 a.m.? So you start the classes at 11. doesn't she?
So it'll probably be after the shop.
and the autism car. We're gonna have both.
Oh, cool.
Our autism car and the Comfort Dog.
So it'll.
All right, I'll make sure to try to come over and take some pictures for us.
And I'm requesting 7 in new business.
I was gonna say, just gonna ask, I said, should we not put veterans parade on the business or new business and the art.
Actually, it
everything-
should have been on old business, because we actually talked about it a long time ago.
But I'm saying, don't we have to make it official to add it since we discussed the Veterans Day? It's not on here.
I don't think
The
so.
art, okay.
We talked about things before that were outside of what we were talking
I'm just-
about. But we can do it if you want.
No, it's
no.
whatever your rules are.
Arts for
don't-
Autism is there. The one that
Arts
says
for
Mass
Autism is
Fest,
there.
it's that.
So
Okay.
then I'll just go ahead and say we added Veterans Parade
To new business, right?
to old business,
To
because we had already said we were gonna go to it. In a previous meeting, like 2 meetings ago. And that's why I'll sent you that message to remind us. So I put it in old business. Okay. And if you can note that in the changes for the additions.
Have to make addition, we vote or no, or?
No, for
Okay.
additions, we just add them.
All right.
Okay. Dave Adult Education Program, and yeah, this was your baby. Tell us a little bit more about how it's going, what's the next steps?
Well, actually, I will, the next, show you the
Is the-
animation class is missing, but these three programs, animation class, the adult education program and the dojo program, all those proposals are with Parks and Rec. And I spoke with Jeremy, the other day at the town's, the mayor's,
State of the town.
state of the town address. I saw Jeremy there and he told me that they're on his desk, they're being reviewed and they will get back to us. And if everything goes smooth with him, with the department, we don't need to present to council. They can
Now, I
just
thought we-
approve it and
I thought we
It goes through.
didn't approve the dojo one yet. I thought we were gonna review that one today. That's why I looked over it all this week.
I don't think we approved the dojo.
No, we didn't.
I think we tabled it for today.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we can still just give our input to them, but they've got it now. Because I think that was the one that we tabled.
Yes.
yeah, because we haven't read it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we'll have
I
to
mean, I
discuss that
think they
one.
have it. You told me they
This
have
is the
it.
animation one, right? It says, yeah,
Yes.
the animation one is
We
like a
voted on it
no-brainer. That
already,
one's
yeah. That
excellent.
one we voted on.
This is the adult education one. This is the one where we said we wanted to cut off some of the programs. I was looking over this, so let me start with this one then. I was looking over this and I thought, you know what?
Yeah, it's in the minutes. Yeah, the dojos was deferred, it was in the minutes.
Okay. And I think I thought we deferred the adult program, didn't we?
We did move to table this program to next meeting too.
Okay, so let's talk about the adult program. Even if they've got it in town, we still have to, as a board, approve whether we're gonna say yes to it or not anyway. So did everybody have a chance to look over them?
I really didn't like the adult
You
program.
didn't like it?
No,
Now, this is the one that the mayor recommended. He sent
that's
us
the
this
one from HML school, right?
Yeah,
I didn't like it just because when she said that, oh, we have a cooking program, but we only teach them how to make sandwiches or things like that because they cannot be cooking. Like, why not?
They don't have stoves, they don't have the equipment to do that.
Well, she said the way I understood is because special needs, they couldn't be cooking, just like they couldn't do the sewing, because they could pinch themselves with a needle, like, come on.
Yeah, she did.
They're fair liability.
The
Yeah,
sewing,
so-
I knew that one for the sewing, but I think the
Like,
cooking
they
is
can
because
do a
they
lot
have
more
stoves.
and they can be a chef, they can do a 5-course meal, so I can only,
There it is.
again, that's the idea that I got behind it.
Okay, let me explain to you guys something about this program. This is not really a program.
Okay.
Miami-Dade County Public Schools, they have like an adult education section. All they do is provide the special ed teacher. We kind of have to, not we, or somebody we hire, or the town, has to come up with a program. All they provide is a free teacher.
Oh,
Yes.
so,
Okay, the way that it works in City of Hialeah, which is the program that I went to see at Bucky Dent, is obviously City of Hialeah has a lot more resources than we do and employees and all of that. So the city runs the program. Miami-Dade County Public Schools provides the special ed teacher for free, no charge. But they, all the other programming, like the sports and the cooking, and that's all done by the employees of City of Hialeah, by their Parks and Rec department.
Got it.
Then
So
they
it's,
outsource a bunch of stuff like painting with a twist, a bunch of other things, they go on field trips and stuff, but they have nothing to do with that. All that, the lady who was here, that day, that's all they do is provide the teacher.
Okay, so see, that's.
So we, and like my idea was to, because I'm pretty sure that Parks and Rec doesn't have, they outsource everything. They don't really, run any programs here. They outsource to, YMCA and want to do, to Arts for Autism. So with a program like this, I was thinking maybe we could like marry, for lack of a better word, Arts for Autism, because Miss Audrey, she has the staff where she ran the summer program. So she could, if town chose to hire her, she could like run the program with her staff, and all she would get a teacher with like whatever the curriculum is, which that's what this is.
Right. this is
So
correct.
that, yes,
Some
I
lessons.
like, but when the way she was, that I understood she explained, I was like, like they can do a lot more than none.
Right,
more
but
sense of
that
what
is
you're
up
saying.
to like whoever's running the program. All they provide is the teacher.
Oh,
The
if they
teacher
say,
with
"See, I'm
these types of
completely-"
lessons and, curriculums, whatever that are already set by Miami-Dade County Public Schools. But the actual like program around it, like all the fun stuff, like field trips, art, music, all of that is filled in by, whoever's running the program, which in case of City of Hialeah, it's that they have like a full staff and stuff. I don't know how that would work here. They would have to outsource that
Yes.
like they do with everything else here. So that's, something that I'm curious to see what they have to say about that.
Yeah, so that's not really anything that we can do with, because we have to wait for Parks and Rec to tell us what they
Right
will
now,
do.
I'm not sure. I mean, Jeremy told me he has 3 proposals. The only 3 that I can think of is these 3.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming Claricel sent the proposals to them. So, which 2 of them we haven't voted on. Because I feel like we have to explain this to them.
Yeah, this in particular would have to be,
Right,
which is why you wanted Jeremy to be at the table. I think that didn't
Yes.
get, that didn't get expressed to Claricel. That's the reason why she was like, well, why would he be there if we're not gonna do it? We want to do it, but we have a lot of logistical questions we
right.
need to have
we need
answered.
their input.
Yeah,
Okay,
now you put it that way,
so then
Right.
let me,
Say yes
let me
instead of a
propose it
no.
this way. Can you ask Jeremy to be at our December meeting if he's available?
Yeah.
And tell him that the reason we want him to be here is that this particular, the adult education program is very complex and requires a lot out of Parks and Rec. And we want to see what Parks and Rec could do or how they could do this and how we need to be involved in order to do it. Does that make sense? So then, and if Claricel gives you any trouble on it, you tell her to call me. And then I said that we have to have him here to talk about this one in particular. These, they can make their choice on what they want to do with this. We'll walk with them on it, but this one, because it's going to require a lot more resources, we need to see where it's going to fit in Parks and Recs, in their budget, in our budget, and how we put this together. Because obviously, when she talked to us, because she talked to me too, I thought the same thing you thought, which is this is a really great program, which would be really wonderful for us to put on in the town. But there's a lot of moving parts. And I kind of thought this had to be almost almost like a 6-month program. You can't just do it. in
That,
1
I'm
week.
sorry, that's what I understood,
Yeah,
because she specifically said, I get a grant, it's a part of a grant or something that Miami-Dade County has, that, we can start it in January, but I'm not sure we'll have the grant money, and it gets renewed, it was back and forth. Then in addition to that, the cooking is not possible because we're gonna have to provide the place,
yeah.
and we don't have any
So
stoves. or
the
anything.
cooking could be possible, it could be possible if we got a restaurant in town to donate their space for the program.
Unfortunately, this is not, this is like almost like 3 times a week, one time, it's an ongoing.
Is a whole week
There's
thing.
a-
I
It's-
feel like
it's
it
a
would
lot of
require a
moving
lot
parts.
of planning.
A lot of
like,
planning, 'cause-
From everyone.
Because right
Yeah.
now they have sewing
Come up with
something
a
now, and
curriculum,
they're like, oh no.
Overall,
Right,
like
like-
the activities.
Right, like you hire someone to do that. We would not be able to do that. We-
No, there's no
we would
way.
not be doing
They
that.
just want somebody there.
I'm not gonna do that.
So now I have a
And the
question.
space.
So then
And
when
the
it
space.
comes to cost, how does that work?
My understanding was that the grant was supposed to pay for
The teacher.
additional costs for us. Because the teachers are already
No,
paid
no,
for
no.
Miami-Dade.
No, the teacher
The
in
grant is for
Miami-Dade,
the teacher.
Right.
but you will
We
need
would have to-
someone to be there as the assistant. If they need to go to the bathroom, according to her, you know, if they need assistance, they don't by themselves.
Yeah.
But that person, I don't think anybody's gonna volunteer to do that on such a
No,
weekly,
that has to
daily
be
basis.
paid.
So you're
And
gonna
then
have to
that-
pay.
And then
That's the-
above, and then on top of that, then it's the different classes as well, the art, the different.
So
'Cause
there,
it's
there
not
goes
just-
our new check.
No, no,
Basically.
no, we're not gonna spend it all in one shot.
No, but.
That's why I had said
But
before,
you also charge the.
yeah, you're gonna be
Oh.
charging for the program.
It's
And we
not
should,
that much,
we would be
but
selecting,
it's like 100 and something a week.
I mean,
That's
we've
what
got,
I-
what is it, 12 different programs here.
Oh, okay,
We're
okay.
gonna select the
That I
programs we
didn't
wanna
know.
do.
Yeah,
Okay, that I missed. I guess okay.
What part you missed, Jesse?
so $100 a week per student, let's say we have 10, that's 1,000, then yeah, now you can self-fund the program, have the assistant,
And
now
if
it
we
makes a
do-
little bit more sense as
Well, and
well.
as we do with everything else, you know, we would wanna put up a scholarship for students from our board, pay for them to go in. So that way, because what we did with Arts for Autism, the way we did Arts for Autism, I think was the exact model we should do for every program we do. Start with a scholarship to get people in, then half off the cost, then we cover the cost once the program is really running. And her program proved that it works because they've gone from 1 class to 3. So that's the reason now we covered the entire thing, because now it's worth it. Now our people in town are actually doing it.
And also because the cost isn't so.
Right, so I think in this one, we do something similar. We set a price for what it is to do. We offer a scholarship for 2 to 3 kids or something that go into it. And then we cover that from the board, and that way they get a chance to do it. We select the curriculum that we want them to work on here. Obviously, right now, cooking, sewing, and a few of these other ones we can't do. Especially in our community centers, they don't have kitchens. And then we would have to determine between the group that runs this with their scholarship or their grant, if they get their grant or not, and Parks and Rec, who's gonna pay for the other person to be there? Is it us? Is it them? Is it is it all 3 of us? Are we gonna collect the money?
It's
and
a
then
lot of moving parts.
There's a lot of moving parts, which is why he needs to be here to explain how his department's gonna work on this.
And according to the minutes, that was what we decided upon, that requesting that he joined us for the September 7 meeting, and then of course, that one didn't happen, October meeting.
Yeah, well, Clarisol said that she didn't invite him because they don't come to a meeting until they've approved the program.
Right,
This program can't just be approved and then come talk to us about it.
but I don't see that they charge. I don't remember her saying anything about charging,
Yeah,
because it's an
That's not-
adult ed
It's
education.
not from their end, it's from Hialeah's end that we said that they charge for the program.
Oh, okay.
Because she went and toured what the program looks like with this lady. The lady showed how their group works, and the city charges the students to come in, and the city provides all the assistance. So they're charging to pay back their employees to do it.
Is Heidi the only city doing this specific program?
No, I think she said there were 2 other ones. I think she told me there was 2 or 3 other cities. I think Doral was one of them. And then I thought she said Cutler Bay.
And again, if I remember correctly, sometimes good, sometimes bad. She had crossed out a lot of, not a lot, like 4 or 5 of them. And when we mentioned, these are the classes that she can offer, or she can provide a teacher for, we would have to go through the planning. The recreational classes in art, we have already art, the
Right,
art, and we have the animation. There's recreation classes in dance, we have that. And then recreational classes in music, it was just to listen to it, not
yeah, and
really paying any
we
interest
can do
in.
music better than
So
that.
the other ones that I see, I personally don't see anything that we can use.
Well, the academics would be good. You said, you see, 2 years or, no, 4 years ago, has it been 4 years? 4 years ago, tell us about, because you were the only one that remembers, I don't remember, the program that you guys did for academics. You remember the one where we had hired teachers and all that? It was successful, the mayor loved it, but it was expensive.
Right, we hired a teacher, Miami-Dade County Public Schools teacher, and it was kind of more like a workshop, because it was like twice a week. It was twice a week, a couple of hours. It was an adult, kind of like a transition class. And it wasn't really academic. It was more like preparing them for life after high school, like looking for a job, preparing for interviews, social skills. Yeah, it was more, and it lasted like 10 weeks, I think it was, something like that. But yes, it was expensive. And it, it's like after the 10 weeks, it was like, okay, now what? And it was just really hard to like keep up with, because we're not equipped to run a program like that.
And
that
it
has
was
to be
also during
somebody
the
who
day,
does that. Yeah, it was during the day.
8:30 to 3:30. What that down. And I remember we said, oh, computer classes, but then we don't have computers, and Mary Collins, I think is the one that they said
Yeah, 'cause the senior
there's a
citizens are there too.
there's a few computers there, but they're being used by the senior citizens. Jesse's nodding in the background. So I got the impression that there wasn't going to be possibility to get this done, and that's why Claricel said we don't invite them until it's approved.
Well, I see some on here that I know we could do. Consumer education, physical exercise, self-care, dealing with hygiene and grooming, developmental interpersonal skills, health issues, and nutrition. Those are all programs that we could offer to the
Which one
community.
was the first one you said?
Consumer education, teaching them about how to
Q
be a
what?
consumer.
What's the number?
Q3.
No, I have it
Oh,
crossed
she
out.
has,
She
I don't
said
have it
no.
on my list here. So
Yeah,
said
she
no to that
crossed
one?
out Q3, Q4, Q5, Q12.
Okay, well, I had that one crossed out. All right, so then we still have Q17, Q22, Q8, and Q10 that could be done. Would be nice if we could do computer and internet applications, but that would require computers, so that may not be able to be done. But there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them that we could do. The fact that we get a free teacher is what makes the program worth looking into.
Give me the numbers again. Sorry.
Q17, 22, 8, and 10.
Okay, that's 4.
So there's four programs out of all the programs that they've got. I mean, because we could do the language and reading. I'm not sure if we needed to do that or not. English communication skills. Actually, that's technically one we should do. Did she cross off 16?
No.
Okay, so add 16 to that list.
I think reading should be an option.
You think so?
Listen,
Reading or the language, or reading or language or both?
Now remember, again, I'm sorry, I'm stressing this because I'm in there. I see this. It's 8:30 to 3:30, and it's gonna be at least a minimum of 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, and this is for the adults, right? We're not talking about.
16
children.
plus.
Yeah, the reason why I think reading is most of the time, if they're gonna go to a job, most jobs will require at least some sort of reading.
Okay,
And a lot of young adults with special needs don't read, at least that's my experience when I was in Gigi, is that I would try to find them a job and, oh, I don't know how to read.
Now, the 22 self-care dealing with hygiene and grooming, it's 16 plus, so I thought that should be already a given. no?
I can tell you from being at SFAX, there are 22-year-olds who still don't even know how to get dressed.
I see an 11-year-old that can't.
11, no, but this is 16, so
Yeah, no,
11,
Yeah,
I got,
know he will be able to.
I got 9 or 10-year-olds, Gussie.
no, we're talking, in the adult program at SFAX, there are kids that still technically wear diapers. There are kids that can't figure out how to put on their shoes. It's because the parents did not have assistance for so long, and the kid is now so old that it takes a lot longer for them to learn.
But is this for the kid to learn?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm calling them a kid.
The
The
16?
young-
The young
Yeah,
adult,
for the
young
adults, but
adults,
it could
thank
be
you.
like for dealing with like grooming, just because I'm taking the word dealing like literally. If they have like issues with like going to get a haircut because they're scared of like the razor blade and stuff, they would do like some type of desensitization to get them used to it. So it could be like.
And then she
things like
also
that
doesn't
too.
provide bus, no transportation whatsoever.
Well, if the program requires transportation, then that might be a problem. But
and
then
most,
again,
no, but
Well,
most
no,
of
it's
those, most
wherever,
of those
wherever we
young
have it,
adults.
it's wherever we have the
that's
class
right.
at,
What I was
yes.
thinking is we would have the class in the place, whatever place, and we can work with any of our businesses here. if we
Most
wanna
young
do that.
adults use STS.
Oh, we
we
have
have-
freebie.
We have,
We have
freebie.
And I'm sure that there's gonna be parents that are gonna be willing to take them. as
Yeah.
well.
That's why it needs to be, we need to get
It's,
parks in
there's a
here.
lot of planning.
Yeah.
Because this is like what I said, when we were pushing it off. This is the program that would be a highlight of what we do. That's gonna take a lot of
I
work.
think we need one meeting just for that, for this program.
I think with Parks and Rec, like I think the first like criteria is they need to figure out whether we can have this or not.
If there's
Because if we
room,
don't have the space to do it, then
so
Does this lady,
can we request Parks to say, okay, what's available?
that would be
Where
the
can we
intention of
use?
having him come over. He's got that book in front of him. He should be able to
Like,
answer. He should be,
what's available?
yeah.
Because if everything's pretty much booked at any of the locations that we need, I don't know how many locations we have, that we can do this, it might be a moot point.
right.
it's-
That's why I think that's what Jeremy's looking at now, even though I don't think I'm not sure what Claricel sent to him, if it says like the days, Monday through Thursday. I think the Hialeah one is.
All right, she said that, no Fridays, there was no Friday classes.
It's Monday through Thursday from like 9 to 3 or whatever,
9 to
like the
3:30.
hours you can.
I honestly vote that we hold on to this until we talk to Jeremy, because we're gonna,
No, that's
this,
pretty much what we're gonna-
this is gonna be a huge rabbit hole that we're gonna go into, and I'm already sold on the project, the way you explain it and the way
So the
we.
first step is,
Well, I think
step
what
is gonna be availability,
Yeah. so
and
need to
then we
find out
decide
about
what,
yeah.
who, where, and when.
Would you, let me ask you guys, is this one of those things where we need the center that we're gonna use to be consistent Monday through Friday, through Thursday?
Oh, yeah,
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 you have to.
Yeah, for it to work.
So then what we would need Parks and Rec to do is find a facility that they could move events out of it and not doing a lot of stuff in. So that would be like Optimist or something. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. It'd have to be one of the ones that's lightly used. And they could take 2 or 3 of the programs that are happening and just put them somewhere else. Does that mean they ever use?
No. During the weekday, during the week, during the day,
during the week, during the day, that's the key.
I don't think no one uses it.
Then that would be the key, is if the youth center is available and they could move one program out or
I think
whatever,
most of their events are on
the evening.
Thursdays and in the evening.
then we'd be set. we would have the first round of what we need to do to make this work, which is we have a facility.
No,
Then.
the space at Optimus, I think is bigger though.
It is.
So I don't,
And how many kids
I
are we
guess-
gonna have in this?
that's why, because depending how many there are, and then what different things you wanna do.
Didn't she
You
cap
know,
it?
like,
I remember she did say it about, but I did not write it down.
I think you guys got in some information, because I wasn't here, remember, I was on my way in, I was listening on the phone, so if she capped it, I thought she said that there was a
12.
cap of 12, that's what I thought. So 12 people, and they would be consistent 12 people, so they would sign up to do it. And
I know the animation lady, she capped it at, it was 8 to 10, but then she said 12 max.
Yeah,
So I will,
Oh,
we
you
hold
do it
on
12.
to this.
I like 12 as because 12 is in every one of our proposals, I think 12 is fine. So, go ahead, I'm
No, I
sorry.
was gonna say, we hold on to this until Jeremy can give us a better answer, or we can have him here on a meeting, and I
Yeah.
think this should be a meeting all on itself. Because it's, again,
Well,
a lot of
The
moving parts,
key
and
is
it's
where
a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
and what's available.
Okay, so then, in this particular case, she's gonna request Jeremy to be at our December meeting. So let's try and see if we can't talk this over in December, because it would be amazing if we could get an initial idea, concept plan and approval to be able to go to them and say, go find the grant, because we're gonna put this together. Everyone agree?
I agree.
All right, so I motion to move this to the December meeting and meet with Jeremy from Parks and Rec.
And there's no way we could just ask him or get a hold of him or.
That's not the way committees are designed. We're not allowed to do that. Unfortunately, no.
So he has to be here.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
It'll work better if it's here.
Everyone's in favor. All
I'm
of
just
those in
curious,
favor?
because
Aye.
supposedly we've invited him twice already.
He didn't get the invitation.
Ah,
Okay, so the first one we invited, we suggested it, and Claricel didn't do it because she didn't know that we were asking for him to be here. So then the next meeting we had, we said, can you please make him be here? And then she said, well, unless the plan is approved by you guys, there's no sense for us to do it. And then they have to approve it too, and then they come back to you. But this, I don't think the way that Vivian explained it just now is, Claricel never heard it that way. She's just used to these kind of programs like the dojo, where it's, I wrote you a plan of what I'm gonna do, here's how much I'm gonna charge, here's what I
Right.
need. And then Parks and Rec does it.
The thing is that this program is, the town already uses this program for their elderly affairs committee. to
Really?
Yes. So
yes.
that's why she already knows the lady, she's familiar with the lady. So this is one of our.
So we
That's how
should
she
have
did
that
it on the
lady as
computers.
well in the meeting to help us out, understand. I think Eric,
We don't need her.
no, I said
Not
nothing.
for nothing, but she's just gonna tell you, like, all I'm providing is the teacher. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's all.
no, I'm saying the lady from the adult committee. From
The lady that came already.
Oh, no, from elderly.
Oh,
affairs.
elderly
I
affairs.
don't think they have anything to do with that. The town is the one, the Parks and Rec and Miami-Dade County Public Schools are the ones that, have all the classes for the seniors. But those teachers that teach the classes for the seniors are through this program.
Okay, so the difference between elderly affairs and us is that I want us to be heavily involved in the program. Because literally, we need to have a look over it, a control over it, and a promotion over it for people to understand that it's happening. Elderly affairs is already, everyone that's elderly is involved in elderly affairs because they're elderly and they know that they want to do that. Everyone that's in special needs never wants to be involved in anything special needs. They just like to stay in their home and stay away from everything because they're afraid of what life is going to throw at them. So we have to get in front of
But
them
you can't
and tell
generalize
them.
either.
Well,
Not everyone.
I know it's not, I know that generalizations are not acceptable in the 2020s, but just think of it this way. There's a lot of families, a lot of them that are afraid to go out. This is the reason that the mayor has come to us so many times over and over again saying, I met another family. They don't know what to do. And I asked them, did you ask them what they're doing? And his answer is, well, they're not doing anything.
But a lot of times, John, I mean, not to, contradict necessarily, but a lot of times they want something, but they don't find something local. So the having to, let's say, drive to Broward or drive, even though Broward isn't that far, but for some families, that takes a toll. And that means they're longer in the car, you know, so depending, you know, every case is different. But I think a lot of times it's that, because that's one of the things that we've heard a lot, especially when they did the assessment. We have to drive to
Too far.
Davie, we have to drive to Tamarack and all these different places, so
Which is so
I
funny,
think-
because I've heard the opposite. It wasn't about the places to me. They were afraid of getting out and their adults or their child having a complete breakdown and no one accepting what's going on.
I mean, there's cases like that too. I'm not saying there isn't, but what I'm trying to say though, if we think like that, then why have a program? You know, we want to have the program because we want them to come out, because I do believe, because I have heard it also, where there are parents that they're like, I want something, I want to put him in or her, you know, in something. So I think that this is a very positive thing. I
But you
really
can-
like how it sounds. And I think, you know, we need to think, there's a lot of people here in Miami Lakes that have special needs.
But
And I'm
not a
sure
lot of people
would
want
want
to
to do it.
be engaged, or like Officer Amador, he has a hard time approaching people, because some people say, oh, why are you approaching me? Or why are you saying my son has special needs?
That's
You
what
know,
I was getting at. We
Now,
have
then
that,
it's
again-
hard because you don't know how the other party's gonna react.
right.
And we
Then
have the
again-
best intention in the universe, but it's the reaction.
But that's
that-
the problem we have with our group. We're all special needs people. We have it involved in our lives in some way or another. We all know this. That's the problem with our group, is that our group has been attacked and the stigmas have been put on us. So a lot of times it's difficult for one, either for them to get out, or they don't know about it. Unlike the seniors, they know everything all the time, because this has been what, 70, 80 years of senior programs. They know even when they were young that their grandparents had a senior program. So it's like an ongoing consistent thing, whereas special needs is really what, 1970-ish, I think, to now. So we're still getting people used to thinking, if I have something special needs, is there a program that can help me? Even right now, I find so many parents that don't even know about ABA. And you would think that, and right now, that should be everyone's mind for anyone with autism. And they still don't know, what's ABA? And I go, how do you not know this? But okay, that's what we're here to help you with. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay, I want to, when we did the pilot program, which I believe Vivian was talking about, there were some parents that, and the people that win, or the students, that they wanted to continue. So, you know, we're seeing an interest not just in the parents wanting to find something for them, but, you know, also them. I don't want us to think like, okay, everyone that has special needs doesn't want to get out. I agree, there's a lot that don't, and I'm sure that there's parents that are concerned and worried. Then again, some of them haven't even tried it yet. So it's more in their heads. Maybe they tried and they're like, wow, this is great. And I think if we would be able to provide this for them, I think that would be awesome, you know, for them to be able to come out locally, and, you know, for them to say, look, my son is going to the computer class and now he's into computers, you know, because guess what? Sometimes you don't know what you like, so you're exposed to it.
Whatever route it
Absolutely.
is, it's gonna be a long one.
That's again, that's the reason
So
why I said
I
I want us to
think-
be more involved in the program. Because if Elderly Affairs just takes it and says, okay, we're doing it, and then people just show up, that's fantastic. I want us to be involved. You know, if we volunteer ourselves at the event to help the students, or we're promoting it with our funds so people know that it's there, or we bring them donuts, I don't care. I just want to make sure that these families know that it's not just the program and here you go, enjoy it. We put this together because we care about our community. That's the point I want to get across.
And the reason I also say it, I'm sure if Audrey were here, she would talk about how at first there were some parents that were like, I don't think my child is gonna dance. I don't think that's something. And look how many classes she has, you know, so it's one of those things where you truly don't know until you start it. Like you start it, you try it, and then you see. So I'm up for it. I really am. I think it sounds great. So I guess, you know, once we get all the specifics, and I will say though, John, yes, it'll be good for us to be involved, just not so much where we won't be able to handle it.
Oh, no,
You
no.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
there's a
Be
fine
so
line.
overwhelmed with it.
exactly.
That's one of the reasons we need.
That's
Jeremy
one thing
here,
we
too.
don't, you know, like, because we can't be in every detail either, because it'll be a full-time job if you think about
No,
it.
that's why we would have to, the town would have to hire someone
Exactly.
to run the program
Yes.
with staff, with
Exactly.
the same way they outsource, for everything else. Yes.
That's our
Because we
overseeing part thing.
Yeah.
That's what we have
cannot
to do.
Run it.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, don't overexert, like, to the point where it's like, oh, wait, this is
No,
too.
no.
Yeah.
This overseeing power, I don't like the idea of it letting it just run by itself and not seeing how it's.
Oh,
going.
no,
It
of
would have
course,
to
of
be-
course.
It would have to be like the dance class.
Yeah,
Like, we cannot do the dance class.
Right, of course. not.
We go, we support, we,
we give out the
like,
flyers, we
right,
talk
we
to
have-
parents about it.
we do
Yeah.
the little parties at the end of every, session and stuff like that, but we can't run that.
Of
Miss
course.
Audrey knows what she's doing. She has her own staff, her own volunteers. We can't do that.
I,
And so that could also come into play with this too, is that we can also find people that already offer programs like this and bring them in to run it. So if we individualize it, and you look specifically at physical exercise to promote a healthy lifestyle, we
But
have
these,
the dojo program.
but hold on, because these are the things that the teacher will
I
provide. So
know.
you're not gonna bring someone in to do this, because you already have the teacher.
But
It's the stuff that's not
I
on
think
the list.
I'm trying to
right?
say this thing in
Am I
circles.
understanding it correctly?
No,
Okay,
I'm saying it in circles. I'm saying is there's organizations that work in that line that we could reach out to and that the city could get connected to. The city could hire them to work with the teacher to do these programs.
oh, yeah, of course.
So like
Okay.
Life Arts for Autism, if this was dance related, if we're gonna do dancing, we'd have the dance company come in to do the dancing with the teacher. It's this huge bundle. Rather than hiring some random person from the town to just go there and stand there and not really know what is dancing. I'm not a dancer. I sit on my foot, So I want to make sure that we do that
So you
all
want a collaboration?
collaboration, which will help us save the town a little bit of money too. And it'll work well for us, because that's one of the things that the mayor talked about before too, was all these companies that are in town, we can partner with them all the time. There's all kinds of companies here that do all this stuff. It would be great if we could get one of them to be involved. And of course, there's gonna be money involved. We know that. Some of these people can't do everything for free. So, what we can put together, we'll put together. It's just gonna take time to build it. That's why that one's, you're right. You almost gonna take a whole. meeting.
This has, like you said, it's gonna have to be a whole meeting, because it's very time consuming. And we're not talking about a 6-week program. It's gonna
So
be
a year.
a year, 6 months,
So then what I'll do is
and
everything
it's
that we're
ongoing
talking
like
about
2 or 3 a
today,
week.
everything that we're talking about today that doesn't require immediate attention, we can postpone into January. And if you get me the notification that he's gonna be here at this meeting, then we can just dedicate that meeting to answering the small things that need to be done and then working on this program. Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that takes care of that. Next program is the dojo program. I had a chance to read over all this, and my only concern with the program is he didn't say how many hours he's gonna do. He says it shows you how much you're gonna charge per hour, but not how many hours he was gonna do. So we have no idea what that actual budget is.
I believe it was, I think he said it was an
It was in the
hour.
original email, no?
That I don't have that one, so that would be the one that whoever, he sent it to you?
I didn't get it, but I think Jesse got it.
What is
Remember,
that,
he
like
talked so much.
Once a week?
Yeah, it would be once a
It
week.
would be once
So
a
it's just
week.
one time a week.
I believe it's only an hour. I
It's just
don't
1
think he
hour a
would
week?
do, 2 hours would be too much.
Okay, and then we needed to have someone with ADA or ESE provided, we have to provide them.
That's the part that I'm. a
Yeah, that was
little-
my concern. So
Yes.
I had volunteered to do that, but if it would be like every day, like every week to do it, I don't know if that would be like sustainable for me to go every single week to volunteer.
Yeah, that would be my concern also. 'cause
Agreed.
And he would need multiple.
And he needs a
Because of the
space. We're back to that. And he needs a space.
Well, the space thing, everyone that's approached us is always needed a space, so I'm not, if Parks and Rec can find the time and the space, that's fine. We've got, what, 6 community centers in this town? Or is it 5?
4. I believe it's 4.
The youth center, Murray Collins, where they did the gala.
Roberto Alonso
And
and Optimist.
And Optimist.
I believe it's 4.
Oh, in the town hall. They said that we could use town hall if we wanted. But it's
Here?
not for meetings.
But that's more for like
No,
workshops and things
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Not something.
I
we
can't-
can-
Not,
Yeah.
not for kicking.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
All right, so we got 4 centers and he doesn't have a specific time, so it could be any time during the week. We just find the time, put it in and put the time in and set it up. That's fine.
It would be after school hours, has to.
After school, has to be
Yeah.
after school, yeah. I would think you know what? I think we had a reservation at the youth center for after schools during the week, once a week. Cause it keeps coming up on my calendar.
Yeah, because we're gonna be having a workshop every month and that we reserved it for that specifically. But we kind of, the workshops we have had, that we've done them here.
So. I'm good on time here.
And he also needs an assistant. Yeah.
Yeah, the assistant is the one that I'm a little bit,
Yeah, like
I'm not
I
sure
said,
how.
it's a commitment.
That would be something that would need another answer from Parks and Rec, because this could be something that the city could pay for. Well, or we could do together, I'm not sure. I mean. It does, it concerns me because
how
how
much
many,
would it be, like, for an assistant, like for,
what do you charge per hour?
Privately.
Yeah.
40.
So the ABA therapists that my kids have are 27 an hour. I know that because they told me.
so it could be like an RBT.
So we got an RBT, we could, you know. but
Because
we-
I'm
we
wondering,
covered this
like.
Yeah, he just wanted someone to be there.
For meltdowns.
But we
and
would
stuff.
need
Meltdown
someone
bathroom,
that's
the same
always gonna
thing.
be there, like,
Yeah.
Yes.
like, because I mean, it's nice to volunteer, if this were like, you know, for like 2 months, okay, you know, maybe we can get, 8 different volunteers, but if you're talking, we're gonna be doing it, I'm hoping, the whole
The
year,
whole year.
then, and I did math, but it wouldn't be the 52 weeks. But if we were to do the 52 weeks, which I know we're not, because there's vacation and things like that, it would be 6,500. Just the 1 hour. So that's, something to, again, it'll be less than that,
So $125.
correct? If it was 1 hour per week for the 52 weeks of the year, which again, it wouldn't be because we have Christmas, we have New
Right.
Year's, Thanksgiving, so at least we would take away at least.
But you're looking
3 or
at
4.
$6,000.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Plus
maybe.
the RVT,
And then exactly, so then if we would add the RBT, that's another, I guess.
$10,000, $12,000 range for a
more-
year
Oh.
for
let me
both.
see. It would be what, like $30?
Well, let's just go with
You said
$30.
40, so.
30? If it was,
uh,
no, you went over.
Yeah, no, guys,
Okay,
I
we did
just realized it was
$30, rounding it off.
125 for the dojo,
Okay.
so.
So if it was $30 times 52, which again, it wouldn't be the 52, it would
About
be
1,800.
1,560. So
So you're looking at $7,000,
$8,000.
$8,000.
8,000, between 7,500 to $8,000.
Do you guys think the program at $8,000, let's assume 8,000, you think the program at 8, that, 'cause if they get more people, we're gonna have to add another person. You think the program is worth it?
Yeah, that
I
was not a
think
good
we
year.
can,
Now, something
talking
that
about
maybe we could
one
do is
program.
try doing it
This is
6
one
months.
program.
maybe, I don't know.
I mean, I know like the way the dance class does it, they do 4, 10-week, sessions a year. So
Okay.
that would be $5,000
I don't know, this is.
for 10-week sessions.
Like baby
Okay.
steps. 6
Okay.
weeks.
what about something to a
8 weeks
local
trial.
dojo and see how
And see
much
what
they
happens.
charge?
And that's another thing I was thinking,
Yeah, there's
We
one
could
that
charge
right here.
we could charge.
There's one right next to my gym and there's another one by Dr. Limon. We can talk to them and find out.
Well, I know there's places that charge about 200 and something a week per child.
Right.
And he's not
Charge
charging per
like-
child.
No, he's
Right.
just charging
I was gonna say, I think that his rate's pretty good. because
I think it's
for a class full.
absolutely great. I do, I really do.
I think your idea makes more sense. Break it up and like Odds for Autism does.
Right.
Yeah, we could do something like that too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Trial, see what happens.
exactly.
See,
To see how many we're able to get, before we say, okay, let's commit to a whole year. I
And definitely
think
not
that's
sign
great.
anything. Never say a
What
year.
did you say it was, was it 4 weeks you said?
4 10-week sessions
Okay, 4.
a year.
So 10, that would be 4, 8.
So I would say,
So
like-
2 months and a half.
Yeah, like usually during the summer, like I know in the dance class, they don't do it during the summer. 'cause,
That- which makes
people
sense.
Travel, whatever, same thing with Christmas, it's kind of like based like on a school calendar kind of sort of. Those 10 weeks like that, 4 10-week sessions a year.
Okay, so what do you think if I go back to him and ask him about maybe coming up with a proposal for something like that? I don't know, or I don't know, John, if
this
you want to
is-
be the one to.
Trial.
no, I prefer, whenever you guys come up with anything, if you come up with it, I'd like for you to do the communications, because if you've got the contact, it makes sense for
Okay,
those communications to go through, and then we talk about it as a group. I would go back to him and suggest what we just did. So let's do a 10-week session to start with, one
Okay.
10-week session. And what is your cost for that? How many students will you allow in the class? Are we talking 10 people, 20
put-
people?
he put 1 to 6 or 1 to 8,
Okay, 1 to 6 to 1 to 8.
so I believe the most we do is 8.
So then let's count it. at
Close
8.
the uniform. No, we're not talking about that either.
No,
The
the-
uniform is on the parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's on the parents.
That's not on us.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do here is we're trying to offer the classes.
Now, something important is that he said that he doesn't do combat, so the
Yeah.
parents won't have to buy the gear. So that's something that's, cost effective for the parents. Cause like Jen's doing karate and she has like, the full on gear, which.
Okay.
So, that's really good. But yeah, the uniform, yeah, that's,
Okay, all right, so then let's go back to him, and, because it's already in the hands of Parks and Rec, we need to hear what Parks and Rec says again anyway. But let's ask him to revise it to that format, to do a 10-week format, what the cost that's gonna be, and then we are gonna cover the cost of an RBT.
I mean, I think that would be the
I think
best,
that's
if
the
we
right
wanna
thing to
do
do.
this, I think that's gonna be the best way to work it. I
Are
don't-
we going to?
Unless he knows someone and maybe they can charge us less.
Are we gonna offer the classes for free, or are we gonna require parents to pay for the class?
I would rather the parents pay something, even
What
if
is-
it's not like a lot,
Doesn't
just so they
Audrey
can have
charge you
more
something?
commitment.
To offset.
Yeah,
I agree. What is-
especially in the
what does she
beginning.
charge? Is it $25 a time, or is it $25 for the whole time? Audrey,
She doesn't charge.
she doesn't charge?
Based off of scholarship,
All right,
Right
what
now,
are
we're
we paying?
sponsoring
What are
it.
we paying for a kid?
In 10 weeks, that's $1,250.
per kid, $10 per kid.
$1,250.
I think that sounds perfect. So then let's assume that we charge $10 per kid per class,
Yeah, something like that.
okay?
So
So
it would be
then-
like $100 for the whole semester.
It would be 100 for the whole semester, and we'll cover the RBT to go work with them, and let them get up to 8. If they can get up to 8, fantastic. If they can't, we'll be able to evaluate how that program works and then build it from there, just like we did with Arts for Autism. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna send it back to him, have him revise that. We'll send the revised version over to the Parks and Rec, and then try to see if we can't make a thing go forward on that.
And I'm thinking the RBT to be there, but I'm thinking the parents to also stay around in case, the child needs to use the bathroom or
Agreed.
anything like that, because, maybe, and I say child, the student.
Right.
In case the student isn't able to go on their own, because then, but we don't want the RBT to have to, take them to the bathroom, things like that,
I
or.
would prefer that the RBT is really there for meltdowns and for.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's how he discussed
Exactly.
it, that it was like if any like worst case scenario happens, that they're there to intervene and de-escalate.
Because they know, like in his case, so.
Okay, that's everything we just talked about. I motion to do that.
So
All
I
right,
guess the motion will be for
The
me to
motion-
go back and talk to,
yeah, we
Sensei
approved the
Francisco.
plan. We're approving the plan as a board. Go back to him and get him to change it to the things that we suggested. So we're gonna do a 10-week session trial run. He can go up to 8 students. We're gonna charge $10 per student per week, and we're gonna pay for an RBT to be there, one RBT trial run on the whole thing.
sounds good, I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Okay, I'm going to tell you quickly about the gala, very quickly. Everything was great, fantastic. You raised $25,000. Amazing work.
Well,
$840.
$858.82.
How
Now,
much was the year before?
24.
24 something, yeah.
In my head, there's 24.
So here's the biggest and most important thing. I have talked to the mayor and I have talked to Joseph after this was over. And I finally got them to agree to let me meet with them in February. So we can start working on a real sales kit, because all the corporate sponsors, they finish their budgets in April and May. They do not offer anything after that. And we can go after the corporations that are right across the street here. Our goal is to get a $25,000 title sponsor to start off the sponsorship. So that we would already be over 25 by the time we start doing our little sponsorships and gathering for the auction. So
I spoke to Joseph very quickly and he said he was gonna be meeting with you. I suggested that he should meet with everyone, especially those that were at the gala, to get feedback that we spoke at our
Agreed.
last meeting. Because, like that, everyone is able to give their input on like the things that work, what we spoke last.
his meeting with me was supposed to be for just me showing them how to do a title sponsorship package. I'm gonna bring all my stuff in the radio station, show them how to do it, that's all. So I mean, I agree, because we talked, we just need to have a full meeting with the whole board on how to make it better, because there's a lot of suggestions we all have to do better. I think Joseph's so used to doing it all by himself that he probably isn't used to us actually having an input. I didn't even know when we first started this board, when we first started joining the board, that really the board didn't do much for the gala. I guess nobody saw that when the first round of people were in charge of the board, didn't see that, but it was like a last minute thing. Okay, now you guys can be involved. They did all the work upstairs, and then they come down to us at the last minute to say we need help. I said, you gotta stop that. That's what we're here for. So we'll have a meeting.
We have 4 meetings.
Yeah, we're gonna make it. Sensory Playground, I vote to move that to next meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Computer room concept, can we move that to next meeting?
Yes,
Move to next meeting,
especially since I don't know what that is.
I vote to move to next meeting.
I thought it was your idol.
It was her idea.
Hi.
The computer room?
Don't worry, we'll vote it, we'll move to next meeting.
Mental health task force.
No, yeah.
No,
No,
we're almost there.
Okay. I'll wait on here, thanks.
Computer room? That was my idea?
Did we get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Oh, I
Move. I thought it was yours, but don't worry about it.
don't even
Okay,
know what it is.
dance class, is that really important?
Yes,
Okay.
all these are important, we need to vote on today.
All right, all these have to be voted on today, so she's gonna go.
Okay. Dance class, the last class, we always bring cupcakes and juice for the kids. So I moved to allocate $200 to pay for all that stuff for the last day of the dance class. And,
Which bucket?
She look at,
Would it be scholarships? No.
No, it'd be a-
Community programs? Yes.
yes,
all right, I second. Oh, sorry, all those in favor?
I was waiting on that.
When is the last class?
November 12th.
Oh, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay, Hope for Autism Holiday Party.
Okay, the Christmas party is coming up. We sponsored the food at the talent show a couple of months ago. I moved to sponsor the food for the holiday party
I
in
second.
December. Fourth?
I don't know.
Anyways, same amount as last time, $900.
I second.
All those in favor?
I,
Hi.
Passes. Behavior workshop.
Okay, we can skip that one.
Skip till next meeting, all those, we're gonna skip.
December 10th.
Can I get a second on that? Sorry.
Okay,
Second.
so
All
900,
those in
and that's
favor?
going to be, I'm so sorry, we never said the bucket. So events, right? Social
Yeah.
recreation.
Yes.
Okay,
December 10th, you said?
Painting with a Twist event, our annual Valentine's event that we do with Painting with a Twist. I spoke with the lady today. She said we can do it on February the 11th. On Saturday. From
And this is-
1 to 3.
It'll be in person?
Yeah.
Yes. So I moved to allocate $800 for that event.
Social and recreation.
Yeah, for 25 people. We would
I
cap it
second.
off at 25 people.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes.
Okay.
We've moved ceramic to the next meeting and Festival of Lights, which I added on there. The Festival of Lights is coming up downtown Miami Lakes. You know, every year I've always said we should be there and we've never been able to be there. So I would like to have a table there. I'd like for us to hold it there. If I need to have someone watch my kids and me be the one to run the table, I'll do it. I just want to make sure we have a table there and that we can offer stuff to the families.
What is it?
2 weeks from now. When is it again?
But, oh, it's early this year.
November
They have
19th.
tables?
They have a whole row of people that are there. They have a radio station. They have all these different people that they have their, I don't know how they have it set up, but they have rows of tables. Yeah, when did you say it was November what?
November 19th.
November 19th. Okay. So, do you think we need to have any stuff to give out? I don't think so. We're just gonna have our regular papers and kits and stuff, right?
I think this is a great thing to give away. We just want the sticker.
Okay,
So this is an amazing thing to give away.
so then what I need is, I need you to ask Claricel to run me another round of stickers.
I have the stickers.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I'm lost. The festival lights, isn't that coincides with Hanukkah?
no, that's when they light up all the lights on Main Street.
Ah, which is also Hanukkah, Festival of Lights.
Right,
I was sitting there going, wait a minute, that's
No.
early.
it's their annual lighting of Main Street.
Got it now.
Okay,
The 37th annual Main Street Festival.
who could volunteer for that event besides me?
I need the date.
November 19th.
What day is that?
It's nighttime. Like 5:30.
It says here from 1:30 to 5:30, but the actual nights
No, what day is that, Saturday?
is Saturday.
It's a Saturday, yeah.
can
I have
do
it. So the event's from 1:30 to 5:30, and then the lighting of the lights starts at 5:30, right?
It's a little confusing though, because then it says one Saturday from 3:30 to 7:30. Ceremony to take place on the main stage at 6:30. So it's a little confusing. I don't
The
know.
nighttime one is the one we want to be in, because that's when everybody's gonna be there. So we should be there from 4
But
to
it's within the same
7.
thing. That's what I'm saying, like, there's two different. I'm thinking maybe this one that's written out. is-
I can help you out.
You can go?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I
I'm
I don't
on the
wanna
spot, I
say-
have, yeah, I'm like.
yeah,
If you
I don't think I can.
Just text us and let us know. That's fine.
I'll be able to go, not the whole time.
Okay, sounds good. So can you make sure that we have a space there? Can you ask them to make sure they have a space for us? In the Festival of Lights for the Special Needs Advisory Board. I'll bring the table, I'll bring the stuff, we just need a space. And we're not giving anything out, we're just gonna do informational pieces. It's not really an event. to do.
So then you want to go ahead and take from you since you're for sure gonna go?
Might as well. Who wants to give me theirs?
This is mine.
Unless you
Yeah, I
think we
have-
should
I have
have cookies. Should we have cookies?
Officer right now.
Oh, I do like the idea of candy canes. Thank you. Should I put a budget on that?
Okay, Carrie, have one?
Yes. Yes, we
Yeah, I
should,
know.
especially because we're not meeting again.
Vivian, do you want this?
I have some already.
Okay.
Thank you.
That failed miserably.
Yeah, I make a motion to allocate $100 to purchase candy canes for the festival.
That'll come out of
Oh,
community
no,
events.
we didn't even talk about that.
I second. All those in favor?
I have no idea what
Passes.
this is.
There we go. Any announcements?
What about the stickers?
Stickers. She said she's got a roll of stickers, so I can get them from you Friday,
I do want to say something.
It's not here Friday, so if
Monday.
you can wait like 5 minutes and she'll go up and get them.
Oh, okay. That works fine.
Our next, our meeting in January, it's the first week. So I suggest, since now we try to reserve, so we can meet either the second week, I'm guessing, if we're gonna have a meeting or not.
Yeah, we are. So that would be the week of the 9th? Yeah. You guys, the first week, New Year's week, we're all out. Okay,
It's not
so
the kids are home, so it's,
is it possible for you to check to see if the 11th or 18th are available for us to move in January? So we'll move it from the 4th to either the 11th or the 18th.
We'll give you some alternate dates,
Okay,
because the Wednesday may not work out.
if it's available,
Yeah.
because it would be the best because we all are
You're
free
used
on
to
those
Wednesday,
days.
yeah.
Yeah. If
Okay.
not, then we'll make it work.
So we're meeting in December.
Yes. we
December
will.
will be, it should be.
I'm just saying, so we, you know, with
December
enough time,
7th.
because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna be.
The first one.
Or,
December
yes.
7th.
Very good. You wanted to say something.
I did, and I'm so sorry that I was late. My plan was to be here earlier so that I could professionally introduce all of you to Gabriela Escobar. But I'm assuming that you've all met her by now.
Oh, we call her Gabby now.
Okay, well, I'm super happy that Gabby's part of our team. I think she's gonna do amazing things for this group. And she's also going to be helping with mental health task force. And there's a lot of synergy there. So having her serve as liaison to both of those committees is a huge win for both committees and for the town to have such a great young lady to be part of our team. So
We're excited.
so just keep in mind that she is part-time. She has limited office hours. She's here Wednesdays.
It's in your email
In
that
the
you sent,
morning,
right?
yeah, it's in her email. She's here when the Wednesday that you don't have a meeting, she's here in the morning. And the Wednesdays that you have your meeting, she's here in the afternoon. So she's able to cover. So.
And I let the meeting go long just so you could get in here and talk to us. Any other announcements? All good? All right, folks, let's call to end this meeting at 7:06 PM.
Second.
All those in favor? Ending, wait. Let me retry that again. Meeting ended. Thank you for your time. Oh, yeah. It was
That's true. You fit right in.
Right place.
You're in the right place. Hello, so nice to see you.
Pleasure's all mine.
Good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
Sorry, I'm doing
No,
that.
no, it's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna do a quick, I guess we don't have a chair, so I'm gonna quickly call the meeting to order. We'll do roll call. If there's any public comments, I wanted the attorney to be here, but he couldn't be here today. I want you all to go through member introductions and then we'll go into elections. So, call the meeting to order and it is 7:14 PM. If you would just go around the room and state your name for the record. We'll start with
Lindsay Waller.
Jennifer Cotto.
Paz Sanchez.
Larry Fernandez.
All right. I'd like to introduce everybody to Gabriela Escobar. She will be your liaison between staff and the committee. So any issues, any questions, she'll be here for all your meetings. If you plan any events, she'll be working very closely with you all. She is a part-time, she held a part-time position with the town. She has limited office hours, and I think she's sent you all email with those hours. So we don't have adoption of minutes because this is your first meeting, so congratulations and thank you for your patience. It's been a little bit of ramping up to bring you all together, but we're so happy that we're finally here and together. There's no public, so there's no public comments. I guess let's jump into member introductions and Lindsay, we can start with you.
Sure. So I'm Lindsay Wallach and I own a community mental health center in San Miami Lakes. We're licensed by ACA and we take all insurances. We see children from 3 all the way up to the adult. We service currently Miami-Dade and all of Broward County.
Good.
So I'm Jennifer. I'm a clinical psychologist at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine, and also an assistant professor. So I see basically kids from birth to 21 with complex medical issues, so concussions or other traumatic brain injuries, hearing loss, cancer, and all of those things. And I also do research for the same kids.
Did you happen to do?
Yes.
Okay,
I
that's
did.
where I know.
I know. I was gonna tell you after. I'm like, I don't know if she remembers, but yes, yes.
Oh, you were pregnant, right?
Yes. So it was a while ago. My kids are 3 and 5 now.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, how awesome.
So my name is Paz. I am a nurse. But I work as a quality manager at HCA Westside. It's implantation. And one of my roles is the Baker unit with behavioral health. More the quality aspect of that, the legality of that. But because I'm a nurse, I'm also in charge of the clinical care, just to make sure that we follow the recommendations. So I'm a little pleased to that.
Well, it's been a while. Larry Fernandez, formerly with the Crime Prevention Committee, about 3 years ago before I went on to work for Captain Rondo over at the State Attorney's Office. It was really a good learning tool because whether you like it or not or don't understand it, there is a process for mental health in the judicial system. And right now they want to decriminalize mental health issues. So imagine that. But I am also a certified CIT with Miami-Dade County. They ran a program in the 11th Judicial Court for communication officers. So it was a great tool because here they're teaching you how to communicate with potential suicide victims, and you're communicating with the officer, trying to get them to the site while maintaining that patient that's going to be treated in check. So that was great. And then the CPI, we also had a psych ward. It was two psych floors, which they were part of the 11th Judicial Court. So some of these guys got arrested, and the first thing they said, we're going to commit suicide. So they ended up in a hospital at which time code gray became a very familiar phrase. So outside of you and me, I don't know if anybody here has experienced a code gray. You know what that means?
No.
Explain.
So co-grades when a patient is being very violent towards himself or herself.
So the CPI is something that we could bring to the table here so
Yeah.
that businesses and people in our community can deal with these aggressive people, de-escalate the situation, call PD. So this attracted me to your committee when you first brought it up because crime prevention didn't want me here, but you know what? Forget it. This is the committee with the best talent. This is the committee that's gonna do more for the community because what happened in February? A coward guy killed his 2 kids right there in our community. You know, and just today in Coconut Creek, there was another incident where a guy barricaded himself and his family. We don't want that here, right? So hopefully we can figure all of these things out and come up with a good product, a good program that benefits all the other committees in Miami-Dade. Sorry, I'm
No, you're
winded.
Well, welcome, everybody. In order to get this committee started, we do have to have elections for the officers. There's chair, vice chair, and secretary. And I think Gabriela has shared with you all the rules I think in an email that outlines what the duties are for each of these responsibilities. If there's anybody that's interested in filling any of these positions, I think the moment is now to state your case to your fellow members and or we can hear nominations. It's really up to the 4 of you to decide.
I
What you
vote
want.
for them.
What you
I'm a hands-on guy. You delegate, I do.
I'll take any except secretary.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, I'll do anything except secretary.
All right.
You take secretary?
I thought you wanted.
You're good. You're good, yeah.
So don't be afraid of the secretary position. Don't think that you have to like take notes on every single word. What we're really looking at is any motions that have been made and attendance. That's really all you need for the minutes. And don't be afraid of it.
I know, I'm like, I write notes all day.
I don't write anymore.
I'm like, I
I know.
can't write any more notes.
I don't mind being the chair, the vice chair, since I was in the mental health task force, I know what we did. So, because I was a vice chair for the mental health task force, so we can transition into the projects that we create, the website. I actually have the website, I own it, so I can just give it in, so I don't mind going to one of those.
Good platform.
I'm scared to do the chair because I've never done that. I know that's a lot of responsibility that I can handle. Like, do I have to talk a lot? Like,
Well, you
No, you
I
got-
don't like.
Are you
You
guys gonna
delegate.
are you guys
delegate.
gonna
take chair because you
Are
already
guys
know.
gonna make fun of me? 'Cause, like, I don't remember, I don't know how to do it. Like, you
Delegate.
to remind me how to do a call to order and all that.
You're really running the meeting and making sure that you're following your agenda, that you're staying on task.
I've never done it. I was always backing up a Rosie. I was like, I'll do the vice chair, she be the chair.
But that's
she's
why
not
now
here.
you should
So
move
then
into the role.
I don't mind it if you guys are patient with me while I learn.
Yes, I think it's fine. I don't mind doing vice chair. I'll be your backup.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a volunteer for chair and a volunteer for
Secretary.
vice chair.
We need to
We're
find
gonna draw
equity.
straws.
We
We're gonna
need
draw
to find
straws for
equity
you
here,
guys.
right? Any objection? You're
That's
cool.
like it's all yours.
I know.
Okay, so I volunteer to be secretary. And I'll use technology as my friend.
Yeah, we record all the meetings, so if
Okay.
there's anything that you missed, you
Gotcha.
can always
I can always
go
go
back,
back.
yeah.
We'll learn together how to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
Precisely.
We're
And like
together.
we're all new to it, so we can help each other out.
No,
'cause-
precisely, and
Yeah.
that's, that's how it's gonna work. None of us know it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, so let's make our first motion to nominate Lindsay Wallach as chair, Jennifer Cotto as vice chair, and Laureano Fernandez as secretary. Is anybody gonna make that motion?
A motion?
I second.
I was like, now you need to tell us the rules.
Yeah, we
All
need
in
to,
favor?
It's been a long time since I've done that.
we need to find it in YouTube.
Yes, yes.
So Lindsay
Okay.
made the motion, Laureano second the motion, and all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? No, showing none, the motion passes. Congratulations.
Well, that was
You
easy.
see, there you go.
Lindsay.
We already made it past the first one.
Now the floor is
Oh,
yours.
boy, here we go, so.
So with that, I am going to exit the room because I've gotta go deal with my children right now. But Gabby's here to run you through the meeting.
Wonderful.
Congratulations to all of you and thank you very much for giving of your time, especially to this very important cause. So,
Appreciate that.
Thank you. all right, have a great meeting.
Wonderful.
Stay well.
So I'll follow the agenda here. We're going to the business. Reviewing of the mental health task force resolution. So when we started the task force, it was kind of like, the goal was to eventually create a committee. So it was kind of like a trial error. During that time, we created those banners that you see throughout the town. We come up with the slogans that we wanted to do and how we were going to project them, and those were put in place. And then we also presented to the town a website, because our biggest thing is there's resources out there, but people do not know how to get the resource available. And there's so many mental health providers in our own community, and people don't even know, or don't even know which one is the right one for what. So I took the initiative just because I'm super savvy with their website, and I still have it. I created it and I presented it and they liked it. So maybe that's something that maybe we can explore into actually. I know that now we do have a page on the that focuses on mental health, but I don't know if it has the whole resources that we presented.
Last time I checked,
Mhm.
no, I don't.
Perfect.
I haven't.
So we did present that to the town, to the mayor, and they saw it, they liked it, so that maybe that's something that we can actually move forward. And how we were going about on finding these providers were to, so that, just include as many people as possible and break it down in categories, depending on the population. So if I'm a mother and I really don't know much about.
May I have your name again, please?
Frankie. Francisco
Francisco, last name?
Dolinche. T as in Thomas. O-L-I-N-C-H-E.
Mucho gusto. Thank you. Welcome to.
I'm just gonna sit down and
Welcome to the
listen.
committee.
He might join, he might not.
I'm part of the Special Needs Advisory Board.
Hopefully he does. So hopefully that's the reason. So as if there was a person like a mom or somebody coming in, we broke it down specifically into different categories, like children, veterans, older population, and then veterans. And then when we clicked on there, it would provide an actual PDF file that we could either print out or people could email, and it was accessible to kind of spread. And we also made a flyer. The flyer was also to kind of give out and have some sort of paper trail, because not everybody does have access to a computer, especially for our senior population. And so pretty much just that, I think that would be a great initiative to maybe get going, is to provide the resources out there. Maybe look over the list of what providers are now, updated, and look into it. This has been over, I think, almost a year now. Almost, I think, I can't even remember. And then just to see what's going on, and then go and take it from there.
Sure. There's also the public entities
Mhm.
that are available.
Correct.
So that would add more avenues of people to connect with.
Exactly. Absolutely.
I agree with what you got to start. I
think
mean, you got a Cadillac product there. that we
Yeah.
could
We
really
could review it. I
expand
could bring it in for the next meeting.
Yes,
It's already
please.
done. We'll review. We can kind of go and fix and tweak it and see what, you guys are fresh set of minds, and we can see what resources you guys have. And then we can update that and then see if we can actually bring it to life. That would be pretty awesome to promote mental health. A lot of nonprofits, like the dual ones, and
Yeah.
make it in English and Spanish, so it's accessible.
I think we should also keep in mind to, there are resources, but to catch the attention of people that they don't know they need them.
Exactly, yeah.
So they are available, but they try to present it in a way that they could feel identified to use that, like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know, that's what I needed.
Correct.
To that approach, okay, I'm gonna sidestep here. I'm looking at two things, is the marketing of what we do. Strategic events throughout the year, that's the man there. What is the corporate partners that we have here? That we could bring this to them, so then in turn, they already have these programs. Any company that's here like we do, we have a mental health or a hotline for someone to call. So what I'm basing all this is on education. So education for the person that needs help, and then education for those businesses that are in our city to know that this is available for them. So when they see one of their employees with an awkward behavior, they know how to approach and where to send them for help.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of companies have like those kind of wellness programs already that they've already kind of created them. So it's just kind of letting them know that we have this going on.
And tap into those resources. So go ahead, this is wonderful. I love it. I didn't expect you to have all this. This is
So what I'm gonna put in here is that I will bring this for the next, so far in review, like what we did, I'll bring in what I have saved, so we can review it for the next meeting. So that'll be one of our first topic for the next one. And then moving into, I think it'd be great to see what our mission statement is gonna be. If you guys have any ideas on what my company, what we do, we always go and we focus on resilience, you know, when it comes to mental health. I know the word stigma is always vague and kind of, you know, alleviate that. I don't use the word or term mental health when I cater to my population. We use emotional supportive services. Mental health has a negative connotation. Emotions don't, because everybody has emotions, especially when we're dealing with our Spanish community and our Haitian community, very similar. So we could always incorporate something like that, and that's what I do for our company. My practice is to focus on emotional supportive services. So I don't know if you guys have any ideas on a mission that we can come up for the town.
I'm thinking
like-
of an acronym,
Yeah, something like
and
that.
then
That'd be
the
cool.
mission
Mhm.
is part of the acronym. That's food for thought.
Food for thought. And maybe we could work on that and then bring back our
Yeah,
ideas
some
for the
ideas,
next
yeah.
meeting. And we just kind of
Yeah.
liaise with those.
I know, I was like, I don't know if I
Yeah,
can
no,
come
now,
up with this on the
no, right now, we're
spot.
not gonna go. I can't even think, but I'm just saying,
I
like, just
know.
kind of like brainstorming. I like that, the acronyms and just putting in, we can come up with something clever and catchy.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah, good idea.
And then I guess when it comes to committee objectives and the timelines, we'll stick to the next meeting first and then take it from there.
I
So
know.
we'll focus on these two things to accomplish at the next meeting.
Yeah.
And then from there, I love the idea of doing events and stuff like that. I did try to carry one out that I got approved by you guys last year, here in the town. And I do have relationships with a lot of the hospitals, so that they would participate, for example, Nicholas and Mount Sinai. So if you ever want to
The
come.
U stands behind us.
Perfect.
I can
Wonderful.
tell you right now,
I love
I've
that.
talked to the chief of psychiatrist over
Perfect.
UMH.
Yeah,
Anything that we need, we have our professor of
Amazing.
CPI,
yeah.
that we could talk to him.
Because when we do these events, we're gonna need sponsors.
Yeah.
So these.
Well,
you know.
that's what we were talking
You
about.
guys, I think you guys are more than welcome to
Mhm.
piggyback and join us in
Yeah.
our advisory board events, because
Exactly, we could do something cool.
Yeah,
your
It's all in the
mission
same name.
goes so
It's,
hand in hand with
Yep.
Yeah.
our mission and what we do.
Correct
that-
me if I'm wrong, but we are working with the rest of the other committees, and they should have someone assigned from that
We
committee.
did, when we did the task force initially, and I'm surprised that Gary is not here. And
He said he couldn't make it
Oh, no.
because of the parade.
Because we're doing the, okay, so that makes sense. So Gary is part of the Veterans Committee and he was heavily
Gary,
enjoyed
yes.
because, I mean, the veterans, and then
Sure.
if you would be a part, that'd be great, because it would be like, you know, mixing in those two committees, and if we have somebody from the elderly, it would be ideal. So that we can get into those populations as well and kind of piggyback
Everybody's
on
working
events.
together, right?
Exactly. Because it fits in everybody, like you said, it goes with hand in hand with every single one of the committees here.
So I think I'm the only one that doesn't know for you.
I am the one that started this out, no. I'm with the Special Needs
That's
Advisory.
Graham.
Special Needs
Oh,
Advisory
okay.
Board, the meeting that just finished ready for
Okay.
you guys.
Okay. Yes. it makes sense.
What event was it that you did last year?
We did, we were gonna do that,
Oh,
and
okay.
then, just, we couldn't find the spacing in the park at that time, and then the COVID
It
cases
was-
kind of went up, it was very
Yeah.
complicated to kind of
Yeah.
do it, so we decided not to move
Okay.
forward. But I feel like that's something that we can maybe now approach next year, May, Mental Health Awareness Month, there's a lot
No,
of.
exactly. Now, everything's for next year.
Mhm.
A part of my marketing strategy is to try to do 4, but we'll start with 1
Yeah,
every
one.
quarter.
I think one is
Every one, but look, right now we got Christmas. Have you had any emotional people for Christmas? And they became very emotional because Christmas is coming, they're alone now, they lost
The
their lost
holidays is
one.
the worst.
You see,
For us, it's the busiest, I mean, you know, so most people have a lot
It
of crisis
is.
depression, and
So-
reminders for those that have their loss. So, yeah,
so for
absolutely,
next year, we already know that. That's what
absolutely.
we're gonna do, we're gonna kick it off by November or something. What's coming up in the first quarter is after Super Bowl, what's coming up, Easter. It's a slow month, everybody's broke, so people are there. Yeah.
We have the St. Valentine's painting with a twist event.
Yeah.
That's gonna be on February 10th, I think. And that event, every time we do something at Painting with a Twist, it's packed. We have now, actually, I just spoke to Claricel. We just had a Halloween event at the youth park. We're doing the Christmas event now, the youth park, so you guys are welcome to come. The advisory board, the advisory board was invited as well. So this is an event that I put together with my business partner. And it was a success. We had 200 kids there with special needs. We had local businesses that cater to special needs community, and they loved it. So we're doing one now for the holidays. So you guys
Oh, of course.
can take a table there and set up shop.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you guys posted and give you more details this week.
Yeah.
But I'd like to throw out to the table is to break the news is that we have one heavy forum, okay, with speakers. And we go out and get the funding that we need from companies that cater medical supplies to.
Humana gave us the sponsoring for all the banners, and I think somebody had a connection, I don't know if it was Gary or somebody in the last course, we could always, I can look into who had the contact, and they funded all, you know, they're willing to provide funding, so if you have good contacts, start,
No, that's, I was gonna look
Yeah.
for the contacts.
you start
Yeah.
knocking on some
Things are
doors.
very
Can I know
tight.
what was it that you were talking about when I walked in?
Sure, which part?
Uh,
Before the mission?
Yeah,
We
be
talked-
be right before the mission.
Oh,
The
we
website.
just, we went over the, what we did at the mental health task force, that we created the website and a flyer at that time.
Okay, so it's a website for mental health or?
Yes, yeah, so when we did the task force, during that time, we created a website with resources. Providers just specifically for, and it was catered to parents, so I'm gonna bring it in next meeting and show you like.
Cool,
how it
yeah,
was
it's
created.
actually, I started working on something similar to that for special needs last month.
Mhm,
And it's called Inclusionist,
mhm,
and it's basically resources,
Exactly.
businesses, everyone that caters to special needs community, they can
Same.
sign up for free.
Yeah, same thing, it was more like
So-
just like and then when they would put like a PDF file, so they can actually have like a list depending on who they're looking for services, like if it's for children, adolescents, it was broken down into different categories.
Okay, so yeah,
I'll bring it in
once
for
I'm
you.
done, I'll give you a link so you guys can link it together as well.
Is it gonna be linked on the website for the town?
No, this
Okay.
is project I took on, I started doing
Alright.
But, if it could be linked to the town, I don't see why not. Pero, yeah, I can link you guys something I need there as well.
Okay, so I think we're good with the objectives and our timelines. There's no announcements. And we're good. Anybody else, anything else? No? All right, so meeting adjourned.
Motion,
Motion, I'm sorry.
motion to adjourn.
Okay, motion to adjourn meeting. I'll get it.
A second.
Second.
Thank you.
Motion.
Motion passes. I'm gonna write this down because I'll never forget next time.
I know, like, is there a script we can follow here?
Listen, I feel bad, whoever's the secretary.